What is going on, my SafeMoon astronauts? It is your Captain RJ coming in with another SafeMoon update. In today's video, we're just gonna go ahead and freestyle it. I wanna talk about some of the things I've been doing today, and we're not really just gonna talk about Reddit posts and Twitter posts and pricing. I wanna talk about the Twitter spaces that I was able to tune into both this morning and when I caught the Adam Bergman one around afternoon time. But before we get started, if you guys haven't already, please consider smashing that like button down below for the almighty YouTube algorithm. Also, if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you guys are notified every single time I upload new content. So let's dive right on into the meat of this content. First and foremost, because I got like self-diagnosed ADD, and if I don't do that, I will for sure forget. So special shout out to SafeMoon Millionaire, Cats R Us, and my boy SafeMoon Zeus for the morning shout outs. Again, I just planned to tune in and listen in on it. I mean, I planned to just listen in, but these guys were adamant on having me up there, which it was still a pleasure. And then in the afternoon, Adam Bergman, and then Gandalf, and obviously, of course, Jeremiah. So those guys have been doing an enormous amount of work on the Twitter side of things, and quite honestly, they are quite addictive. I found myself listening in on Twitter spaces when I drive versus listening to music. So if there's a good Twitter space out there, I'll just listen in, and normally I'm just jamming to my music, I'm catching some vibes. But lately I've just been listening in on Twitter spaces. I don't know how Brandy feels about it. She's over on, the passenger side just doing her thing, but usually we have music, but lately it's just been Twitter spaces because sometimes I'm just so scared that I'm gonna miss really valuable information, whether that's from Gandalf or that's from Cats R Us. And this morning was an amazing show that SafeMoon Millionaire hosted because there was a lot of information that I at least got. And so I'm gonna share that with you guys here on this video. So let me get my handy dandy notes here. So first and foremost, there was a lot more information and a lot more questions in regards to the hot wallet and cold wallet. If you guys missed it, I did post a video yesterday. I'm gonna leave a link on that on the top right hand corner. And it pretty much tried to shed some light and educate people on how to protect our assets when SafeMoon blows up and makes us all wealthy and changes everyone's lives. Because as much as we talk about it, as much as we brush it off, this is truly a serious topic in my mind because we have to take precautions to protect these assets. Again, crypto, as of right now, there's obviously no regulations. So it is truly the wild, wild west. And unfortunately, with that, obviously there's no rules in the wild, wild west. So there has to be some level of precaution, and then you have to take certain steps to protect yourselves. And then I hope Katz doesn't mind me sharing this, but he shared it on Twitter, how he has his cryptos protected is he has a cold storage wallet, and then he keeps the cold storage wallet in a safety deposit box. So no one has access to it, even he can't touch it, okay? So that's how serious Katz takes protecting his assets to that level, and we should truly be thinking along those sides, on best practices on how to really protect our assets here, because we see it all the time and we hate to see it, but we hear people getting scammed, we hear people falling victim to some of these freaking scammers out there. And so if there's anything I can do, if there's anything Katz or Gandalf or Millionaire, Adam or any other content creator out there, if there's anything we can do to help shed more light or help clarify things, obviously please reach out. That's why we're here, is to have a platform for education, because we all want to see, at least I do, I want to see a lot of people really rise from this, and I want to see a power transfer of wealth to your everyday average people. And then secondly, I did ask a question. This was my question to Kat about V2 and good indicators when we are actually going to start to see when version 2 is coming out. Because I know there's a lot of people out there, especially on the Twitter spaces, that's like, I'm not gonna sleep, I'm gonna keep an eye, they might launch V2 tonight. And obviously I wanted to make sure I had all my I's dotted and my T's crossed before I went out with this information. You guys know I like doing my own research. But I did ask Katz, technically, when version 2 is ready to go, in theory, we should be able to start seeing large amounts of transfers happening on the BSC scan from version 1 to version 2. We'll start to see large amounts in BSC scan as they start to move the liquidity pool. And Cats respectfully, carefully replied, in theory, that is correct. As soon as we start seeing action on the BSC scan and we start seeing large amounts of transfers being moved, that is our liquidity pool moving from V1 to V2. And then Katz also did mention that obviously SafeMoon is going to do a snapshot of a certain time frame to take information leading up to the consolidation, so how many holders and their tokens, etc, etc. He did state a couple other indicators when we're about to go live. The first and foremost is when we start seeing CEO John Crony really start to market V2 publicly. And then the second major one is that update that we saw from Ryan, aka our FUD Hound. Because in that update, we will get the update on our phones that will allow us to migrate. So in that text, that makes that tweet a lot more understandable in terms of migration ready. That update will have that feature to allow us to migrate. So that's the second indicator when V2 is getting ready to launch. So don't lose any sleep out there for everyone feeling like they're gonna miss out on it. There's really still a couple more steps that's about to happen before we actually go live on version 2. They keep saying that it is completed, but they still need to lay a couple more foundations for us until we can actually migrate over. So there's really three things here that'll start to fall in line. First and foremost, let's keep an eye on the BSC scan. So if we start seeing like large amounts of traffic, that is probably SafeMoon starting to test the liquidity pool and start moving and migrating some tokens. Again, this is all still speculation. So that's one. Second, CEO John Crony is going to start to really market version 2, that it's about to happen. And third, whenever we see that next update for both Android and iOS, that's going to also be a large indicator, because within that update is the ability for us to migrate. Now that feature might be off, right? But just know that it will have that on there. So probably, if I were to guess, probably a radio button that allows us to hit ready, I'm ready to migrate, and then the second tap will actually do the migration and the upgrade to version 2. Just my speculation. I've worked in technology, so, and seeing how SafeMoon has done it in the past, they kind of set it up where they have a radio button that's kind of always grayed out, and then they make that button go live. So really good pieces of information here. So for those of you that haven't slept yet because you're so scared to miss version 2, we now know that there are still certain indicators that we need to look out for before version 2 even goes live. So those three indicators I learned from this morning's Twitter space. So again, super valuable information. I've started to get really addicted to these Twitter spaces, because if I see Cats in there, if I see Gandalf in there, I'm like, oh my god, these guys are about to drop some knowledge, so I must listen in. And then the host, like Millionaire or Brian or SafeMoon Zeus, is like, hey, RJ's here, let's get him up here. And I'm like, god dang it, I just want to listen. But it's all out of love. I absolutely love the support, and I absolutely love the freaking community so much. I love being up there and sharing knowledge and helping educate people. I like to pride myself on being able to read other people's personalities and their character, and the majority of the people hosting the Twitter spaces, such as Millionaire, such as Brian, such as Jeremiah, those guys really do have people's best interests when they're hosting that. They're there to help educate and shed some light if people have questions. And they provide a safe space for people to kind of just hang out, share their passions for SafeMoon, and get a glimpse of what our community will look like when SafeMoon blooms and when we start to pop off. Because trust me when I absolutely say this, I am so freaking excited for when SafeMoon pops, because it can happen so quickly. Everyone that's been in the crypto space, I witnessed it already when I was just invested in Doge, and it just happens so quickly. One morning you'll wake up and you're like, what just happened? And that's how it was for me in Doge when I bought in at sub 4 cents. I can't even imagine the people that bought in sub 1 penny, and then all of a sudden it rocketed up to 70 cents, right? So that's the kind of magic that can happen with SafeMoon. I'm so excited for that to happen, and I cannot wait to party with everyone. I think SafeMoon Millionaire is hosting a party in Vegas. You guys know, since since I didn't even have 1,000 subscribers, I've been telling everyone we are gonna party it up in Atlantis, in the Bahamas, when this thing pops, and I'm so excited to do so. So with that being said, I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. If you did, or you found yourselves a little bit more fired up or passionate about SafeMoon, please smashy that like button down below for the almighty YouTube algorithm. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you guys are notified every single time I upload new content. Also, if you haven't already, follow me on my other social media platforms here. It is just at RJ Ardonis. 2 more announcements, I promise. If you guys want to join my fan house where I post exclusive content on anything financial freedom related, whether that's day trading, real estate, investments, crypto, I will leave a link in the description below along with a promo code that will get you 1 free month, so you get to test drive the platform completely free, so you get to see all the posts that I kind of do, and it allows you guys to really interact with me. It's a platform really meant to bridge the gap between content creator and community, which is something I absolutely love. And then if you guys want some of the freshest merch that I was able to release, it looks like YouTube is already starting to showcase it down below, and I think there's still a shop-wide code going on that will get you 15% off, which is super fire for just releasing the shop. Special shout out to Adam Bergman, who says I have the second best freshest hoodies out here, which is so hilarious. He always rocks those hoodies. I love it. Hoodies are awesome, guys. I mean, it is hoodie weather. We are nearing December here, so I don't know where you guys live and what parts of the world you're in when you're watching this, but absolutely, I love hoodie weather. It is my favorite. And with that, if you guys have any other questions, just please post them in the comment section below. Life is too freaking short, so eat some delicious food, drink some delicious drinks, do some good in the world, spread some positive vibes, and I'm gonna see everyone on the next SafeMoon video next time.